Deixa eu colocar. Good afternoon. Oh, what a way to start. Good afternoon and welcome to the Horsefall Community Stadium for Northern Premier League action here on National Non-League Day. Bradford Park Avenue hosting Worksop Town. Let's hope that Park Avenue can pull through with 3 points after an impressive draw away at Whitby Town. Gutting that last-minute goal didn't stand from Adrian Thibault. But Park Avenue looking to capitalise on some good form this afternoon. Quickly going to run through the teams then. In goal for Park Avenue, number 1, Kieran Flavel. 2, Lucas Dunstan wearing the armband. 3, Mason O'Malley. 4, Will Lancaster. 5, new signing on loan from Accrington under-18s, Jake Young. 6, Riley DeSena. 7, Eddie Mayoko. 8, Harrison Hopper. 9, Adrian Thibault. 10, Jordan Preston. And 11, Jake Daniels. On the bench for Park Avenue this afternoon, 12, Leon Johnson. 14, Harry Colville. 15, Chin Osadibe. 16, Ted Lavelle. And 17, Brady Caldwell returns to the squad. Just one change from Whitby Town last weekend as the teams take to the field ahead of us. Worksop Town in a blue strip, their away strip this afternoon. Like I mentioned, one change to the side of Park Avenue sees Jacob Lara out with an injury. Replaced by, as I mentioned, the man on loan from Accrington, Jake Young, making his first appearance for the club. Worksop Town in goal 13, Sebastian Malkowski. 2, Deegan Atherton. 3, Josh Wild. 4, Samuel Wedgbury. 5, and the captain, Hamza Ben-Sharif. 6, Jack Broadhead. 7, Terry Hawkridge. 8, Alexander Starchenko. 9, Vaughan Redford. 10, Liam Hughes. And 11, Jay Rollins. On the bench for Worksop Town this afternoon, Regan Hutchinson, Paul Green, Luke Hall, Jordan Burrow and George Taft. Just one change in the starting lineup for Worksop Town this afternoon after they played Macclesfield last Saturday, a 1-0 victory for the Tigers. Deegan Atherton comes in for Regan Hutchinson. As we're just going through the handshakes ahead of us now. The referee this afternoon is Jamie Rhodes, assistants Matthew Edwards and Photius Scoutus.
3 points.
Ronnie the Ram just parading down on the edge of the field, the mascot of Bradford Park Avenue. Park Avenue sitting in 19th in the table on 25 points, 2 points behind Basford, just ahead of them. Desperately looking to try and get out of that relegation zone. Worksop Town looking at the opposite end of the table, currently sits 7th on 52 points, just outside the playoffs. As the players are just going through the final preparations before we get underway here at the Horsefall. I'm Arthur Difford doing commentary for you this afternoon. Looking forward to hopefully a good afternoon on what is National Non-League Day. Celebrating it. Got a decent gate. Fair few fans sat on that far side. There's even a bouncy castle in the corner. As mentioned, Bradford Park Avenue did ever so well last weekend at Whitby Town in what was a well-deserved point. Could have been more. Gutting that Adrian Thibault's last-minute goal was ruled out for offside. We've watched it back. I must have watched it about 100 times. I'm still not sure if I'd agree with the linesman's decision. Captain shaking hands. Everything's good between a Dunstan and Ben-Sharif, and we are almost ready to go here. Running a little bit late, as it looks like it'll be Worksop Town getting us underway from the spots. Worksop in a all light blue strip, Park Avenue in the traditional white and green. Park Avenue right to left, Worksop left to right. For me as the referee's just counting up the players, Jamie Rhodes. Kieran Flavel's ready, Sebastian Malkowski's ready. And we're all ready and set, and we are underway here at the Horsefall Community Stadium. No, we're not. And we are now. Adrian Thibault just jumping the gun a little bit there as a long ball goes forward after Terry Hawkridge took the kick-off, and that'll run out for a Park Avenue throw-in just by their own corner flag in the far right corner from me. Lucas Dunstan to take that as the sun's shining. Can't quite make its mind up the weather this afternoon. Rain, wind, hail, bit of sun. Dunstan goes down the line. Miyoko's there. And Hopper looking further down that right-hand side to the halfway line, but that's cut out by Jack Broadhead. And now Worksop Town just picking up the ball on the left-hand side, halfway into the Park Avenue half. Vaughan Redford just pressed there by Thibault. Ball out for a Worksop Town throw-in. Radcliffe already leading at home to Ashton United. Radcliffe comfortably at the top of the Northern Premier League. Mason O'Malley now has the ball out at left back. The searching ball down the line to Blackpool loanee Jake Daniels, who looks to try and play a ball over the top, and it looks nice towards Adrian Thibault, but that one is eventually cut out by Jack Broadhead, the big centre half. He chips it down the line looking for Jay Rollins, the man who scored the winner last week against Macclesfield for the Tigers. But that ball will eventually run all the way out for a goal kick off the head of Jay Rollins for Kieran Flavel to take. Flavel with some heroic saves last weekend. Definitely kept Park Avenue in the game. I'm counting 3 or 4 crucial saves. One-on-ones, all sorts, from the Barnsley loanee. He drives the ball downfield with his left foot. Looking for Thibault. That's again cut out by Broadhead. Bouncing around the midfield. Dunstan heads the ball straight into Will Lancaster's face. But here is Lancaster now in the midfield. Now comes out to Daniels, and that ball just slips under Daniels' foot. Out for a Worksop throw-in on halfway. Deegan Atherton, the man that's come into the starting 11 for Worksop, to take. Plays a 1-2 into the midfield, then looks down the line for his big centre-forward, Liam Hughes. That will go through all the way through to Kieran Flavel's hands. Puts the ball on the deck and sweeps the ball forward, putting it down the throat of captain Hamza Ben Sharif, the Parisian centre-half, captain of Worksop Town. He nods it out for a throw-in over his own dugout. Ben Sharif, a former Algerian under-20 international. Quite a few international caps across the Worksop 11. Here is the young man on his debut, Jake Young, who plays a ball forward with his first touch, looking for Jake Daniels, linking up with Harrison Hopper on this left-hand side. Tries to play a ball down the line for Jordan Preston, but that's cut out by Deegan Atherton, and he rolls it back to his goalkeeper, Sebastian Malkowski, another man, as mentioned, with international caps. 1 senior international cap for Poland, the number 13 of Worksop Town. Ball now at the back with Jake Young. Feeds it into Will Lancaster, who just loses his foot in there, and a chance for Worksop to capitalise now as Terry Hawkins drives into the box. Shot on goal just wide of the right post there. Just a moment to forget for Will Lancaster, almost. Just lost his foot in receiving the ball from Jake Young. Terry Hawkins picked up, driving into the box, cut left and hit a left-footed strike across the goal. And unfortunately for Bradford Park Avenue, it was wide of Kieran Flavel's post. Goal kick to Park Avenue. Once more, Flavel drives the ball downfield, and the wind comes into effect there as the ball's held up at halfway and won comfortably for Worksop. Now going down the right-hand side is Jay Rollins. Got Mason O'Malley and Harrison Hopper on his tail, but Rollins gets a ball towards the back post. There's a push in the back of Dunstan. No foul given, and that header was ever so close to, again, potentially another Worksop Town goal. 0-0 the score currently here at the Horsefall Community Stadium. That was a good opportunity for Worksop Town. Another goal elsewhere in the division. Whitby Town leading 1-0 away at Matlock. But no goals here as Riley DeSena tries to play the ball forward, but that goes straight out of play from the Australian centre-half. Poor ball there. Throw in for Worksop Town deep inside the Park Avenue half. Over on that far side, left side. Gainsborough Trinity leading against Workington now. Throw-in comes in from Josh Wilde. Finds Hawkridge, who shifts the ball over to Samuel Wedgbury. Does well to knock it past Preston and keep the ball for Worksop. Shifts it on to Starchenko now, the Latvian midfielder. Keeps the ball under pressure from Hopper. Here's Hawkridge now in the centre circle. Plays the ball over to this right-hand side looking for Rollins. That's cut out by O'Malley, but a Scuffed clearance, and it's bouncing around in the area of Park Avenue, where Dunstan heads it back across over to O'Malley. His clearance doesn't go as far as hoped. Samuel Wedgbury touches the ball down with his studs, and now Rollins driving inside from the right. Lancaster's there just to cut that out. And Mason O'Malley, I think, will just keep that in play by his own corner flag, and again look forward. The wind definitely holding the ball up. That ball will just go out of play next to Danny Whitaker. Nice of Worksop Town's manager Craig Parry to act as a ball boy this afternoon. Quickly running out to collect that ball for his fullback Deegan Atherton to take. He throws it down the line for Liam Hughes. Ball forward, cut out by Ben Sharif. Played across to the other centre half, Jack Broadhead, and back to goalkeeper Miałkowski. Worksop Town just keeping the ball in their own half, looking forward now, trying to get it across the halfway line, and they do. Dunstan keeps it in though. And that ball's eventually put out of play by Josh Wild. Throw into Park Avenue. Just a steady jog from Riley DeSena down the line to collect that ball for a Dunstan's throw-in. Instructions from Dean Baker, the goalkeeper coach, going on to Kieran Flavel, who we've seen a couple of his kicks being hauled up in the wind in the early stages here. 7 minutes played. 0-0 the score. Dunstan chips the ball down the line looking for Thibault. Ball bounces around, picked up by Mayako. Preston now just turning, swivelling on the edge of the box. Can he keep the ball? No, he can't, and that will eventually come away. But great challenge by Lancaster to win the ball back. Preston, Mayako goes down. Looked like it was almost a foul, but Dunstan plays it down the line for Thibault. Chance to get a ball across into the box, cut out well, and that's a throw-in. Promising signs for Park Avenue there, just linking up, working high, and winning the ball back in a dangerous area. I feel like if Thibault got that ball across, there would have been a chance for an effort on goal. Not seeing a shot for Park Avenue yet. 2 efforts by Worksop, just gone wide of the post earlier. Dunstan throws it in, finds Mayako. Dunstan, what can he do? Turns back down the line, but fortunately loses the ball. Now ball shifted from Wild over to this far side. Rollins with a heavy touch from the chest, but really does well to keep the ball under his own spell. Gets past Mason O'Malley, and O'Malley just tries to get in front of him there. And referees played advantage as Rollins stayed on his feet, and Hawkridge now in the middle of the midfield. Bit of room in front of him. Lancaster shepherded him. Ball shipped out onto that left-hand side. Ball into the area now. And that'll run all the way out for a goal kick for Flavel. Whipped. No, probably around the penalty area there. Nobody could quite get up to that one. Flavel now in all red. Just waiting to put the ball on the deck. I think the instructions may have been to play it short, but Worksop Town pressing high even from the goal kick. Liam Hughes just looking like he's going to tear down at the goalkeeper. Flavel just readjust the ball. Bit wind in. This time he has going to go long, and it's just going to hold up right in the sky. Won't leave his own half. Harrison Hopper jockeying the ball with an overhead kick from midfield, looking for Preston. Eventually falls to Daniel's feet, and the wind's really playing its part, going the way of Bradford Park Avenue forwards. Can't quite go aerial. Flavel now has the ball back in his hands. And you can see that Worksop know that if he goes long, he can't quite get the distance on it as he puts the ball down on the floor. And that time, fizzes the ball over to the far side. Mayako drops in instead of running onto that ball. But the ball bounces around and eventually ends up back at Flavel. This time he rolls one out to the right-hand side. Here's Riley DeSena, the Australian centre-half, and his ball forwards cut out. It's poor. Starchenko picks the ball up, ships it onto Hawkridge, who twists and turns and eventually rolls it back to his captain, Ben Sharif. Here's Wedgbury chipping the ball into the area, looking for the big striker, Liam Hughes. Ball bouncing around. Rollins can't quite get a hold of it and knocks the ball out for a goal kick. Making himself known in that box, Liam Hughes, a big presence. Young Jake Young on loan from Accrington. Got a handful this afternoon in his first game for Bradford Park Avenue. 10 minutes gone here at the Horsefall Community Stadium. Flavel having to go long once more. So out to this left-hand side. Can Daniels get his head on it? He can, but he goes up at the same time as Atherton. Bit of head tennis in the midfield. Starchenko eventually knocks it on, and Mason O'Malley cannons the ball out off. Well, it must have been Jake Daniels for the Worksop Town throw. Atherton throws it in to Starchenko. Back to Atherton, now up to the striker, Hughes, who ships it out looking for Rollins. Mason O'Malley just has to do his work. Put that out for a throw-in by the corner flag on this right-hand side. Atherton goes up the line to take. And the centre halves, Ben Sharif and Broadhead, both go into the area. Must be a long throw coming for Worksop Town. It is thrown in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Flick on one originally by Broadhead, and header eventually cleared by Lucas Dunstan there for a corner ball, Worksop Town. First corner of the game. FC United lead against Bradford. Bradford, of course, one place above Park Avenue in the table. Referee just having some words at the back stick. Mayoko perhaps doing a little bit of pushing with Broadhead. Ball comes in from the corner spot. Mayoko wins the header, falls to the back. Driven hard across goal, but cleared. And Daniels eventually spoons the ball away for Mayoko to chase, but I feel like Atherton will have plenty of time, and does, to knock it back to his Polish goalkeeper. Miałkowski just scans, looking ahead of him, but his ball goes nowhere near a Worksop Town man, and he's cut out by the head of Lancaster. Thibault now on the left-hand side, trying to keep the ball in. That does run away from him, unfortunately, in front of the dugout of Worksop Town, and Craig Parry throwing for Worksop. Atherton just trying to decide where to go. He throws it long down the line for Hughes. DeSena's there, heads it. Kicked then away by Jake Young. What can Jordan Preston do? 9 goals in the league so far for Preston. Scored last weekend at Whitby Town, and it was a great finish. First time finish. But Worksop going forward now. Shifts the ball towards the edge of the area. Here's Hawkridge. Hopper cuts it out. Fantastic work from the midfield man. Now Daniels with a chance to drive down the left. Mason O'Malley's overlapping. There's a bit of room for Mason if he can get that right. And Daniels does slip it in behind Atherton, but Atherton just has the ground and can recover it before Mason gets there. But his clearance goes to Jake Daniels, and Daniels feeds it into Preston again on this left-hand side, who knocks it round Ben Sharif, and Preston tries to knock the ball over into the box. But that one went out of play. Goal kick to Worksop. Gainsborough Trinity now lead by 2-0 against Workington in the Northern Premier League. Long kick forward by Miałkowski. Got the win behind him. The Tigers goalkeeper. Cleared eventually by Will Lancaster for throwing on just about halfway. Atherton with the ball in his hands. Just scanning, looking for options. Throws it into Hawkridge. Feeds it back to Atherton. Atherton looks down the line. Great work from Harrison Hopper to put the right back under some pressure. Ball eventually has to go long by Worksop, and Jake Young just watched that one out of play. He had Liam Hughes on his heels there, but Young was confident in seeing that one all the way out for a goal kick. Ashton United have equalised against Radcliffe. Ball forward for Worksop. Jake Young spoons it away. Perhaps not the desired connection, but it did find the feet of Will Lancaster, who put it onto his fellow midfielder Hopper, and Hopper's caught on the ball there. Here's Rollins. Chance potentially for a shot. Hits one, hit the post. What an effort from Jay Rollins. A bit of a knuckleball technique. Saw it swerve low off the ground, and that came off the outside of the left post of Bradford Park Avenue, and they've been ever so close a few times now in this first half. 15 minutes gone 0-0 the score, but what an effort from Jay Rollins there. Hit the post for Worksop Town. That's the closest it's come this afternoon. Park Avenue yet to record an effort on goal. Flavel sends his 2 centre-halves forward. Goal kick goes forward, won by Atherton and headed out of play, just in front of Danny Whitaker. Mason O'Malley just has to go fetch the ball from basically the corner flag, and will have to bring it back up himself to take this throw. It's got Daniels and Preston down the line. Lancaster showing feet in the midfield. But O'Malley chooses to go long, looking for Preston, who's got two men on him, Atherton and Ben Sharif. Atherton pumps the ball forward. Here's Rollins now on the right-hand side. Chance to potentially put a ball in the box, but O'Malley does well just to stop, but the ball does eventually come in. DeSena tries to get up. Header was won by Starchenko and headed over the bar quite comfortably. But he did well to get up there. There'll be Latvian central midfielder. Goal kick for Park Avenue. Kick goes forward. It does make it into the Worksop half, but was cut out by centre-half Jack Broadhead. And centre-half to centre-half. Jake Young eventually knocks the ball forward. Ball goes out in front of Danny Whitaker. Harrison Hopper's not happy with that decision as the throw-in goes Worksop Town's way. Atherton with the ball in his hands. Throws it down the line looking for Hughes to receives it on his chest. Picked up by Rollins on the right-hand side. He's got Young and Daniels now on him, feeds it back, cut out by the left boot of Jake Daniels, on loan from Blackpool. Looks like we'll see a long throw now. The centre halves do go forward once more. Atherton got to wind one up. They're a big side, Worksop. Ball does come in. It's a rather flat throw in. Header won by Ben Sharif to the edge. Here's Hawkridge. Well won by Preston on the edge of the area. Heavy challenge by Atherton, but wins the ball back. Hawkridge chips the ball over towards the back stick. Dunstan needs to do something about that and does. With an athletic header back over his own crossbar. No worries about where that one was going. Out for a corner. 2 Worksop Town. 18 minutes gone. Corner from this right-hand side. To be taken by Hawkridge. Out swinging delivery, right foot. Looped over towards the back stick, looking for Hughes. He is there. Great save by Kieran Flavel. Just went over the head of Lucas Dunstan. Hughes got his head to the ball. Hit it quite hard. And Flavel pushes the ball over the bar for a corner. Mixed form for Worksop. 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw in their last 5. Of course, a win last weekend against Macclesfield. As we'll see a corner now from the left-hand side. In swinging this time. Loop towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Header won by Will Lancaster away. And it'll run out for a throw-in, I believe. You think Atherton will come forward and take this. And the centre-halves will stay forward. For Worksop Town. Almost all Park Avenue players back inside their own area. Just Tibbo, who's just 5 yards outside of it. Throw-in comes in from Atherton. Forward, looking, flicked on by Daniels, incidentally. Almost working well for Worksop. Headed away now. Picked up onto this right-hand side. Daniels one-on-one. Trying to keep the ball away from Atherton, but Atherton does really well to keep the ball in play. Here's Hawkridge, chance to put a ball into the area. Turns back onto his right foot. Drives the ball over, looking for Hughes at the back stick. Gets up. Dunstan does really well to get up there. And corner ball given. I thought that might have come off Liam Hughes' head there. But the referee said otherwise, and Hughes is down with a knock to the head. Might have headed the back of Lucas Dunstan's head. Dunstan seems okay, although he wasn't too happy with the decision of a corner. Whitby now lead by 2-0 away at Matlock. But like I mentioned, Macclesfield was a victory for Worksop last week, and then they lost to Ashton the week before. Mixed form equally for Bradford Park Avenue. 2 draws, 2 losses and a win in the last 5. Corner comes in now, floated. Goal for Worksop Town, tapped into the net. In the edge of the 6-yard box. Just need to confirm who the goal scorer is. Is it Wild? Josh Wilde, the goal scorer there, free almost in the edge of the 6-yard. Corner came in from that far side. Hawkridge in swinging delivery, and nobody got up to deal with it for Park Avenue. As Worksop Town now take the lead, 1-0 here at the Horsefall. In the 20th minute. Underway again now. Lancaster looking to get things started. Plays the ball forward and hits the arm of Hughes. Referee sees that one and pulls it back for a free kick on the halfway line. Park Avenue still yet to record a shot on goal this afternoon. Worksop came close a few times before taking the lead just moments ago. The centre plays a free kick forward, looking down the right-hand side from Mayako. Thibault receives the ball at his feet in the box and goes down. Referee says no, and that looked like a potential incident there. Arms all around Adrian Thibault. Jack Broadhead, the man, and Park Avenue absolutely crowding referee Jamie Rose. I'd like to have a look at that one back because from my perspective up here in the commentary box, Jack Broadhead was giving Thibault a bit of a cuddle there. Dunstan complaining to the linesman. He has got a throw in to take at some point though. Goes down the line. Won back by Worksop and then kicked out of play by Mayako. Throw into Worksop. Just by their own corner flag, Wilde looks to launch one down the line. The goal scorer, Dunstan, smashes that ball high and the wind plays into a bit of an advantage for Park Avenue as it just sort of held up around the edge of the area of Worksop, but the ball was cleared and Rollins does well to keep it. Starchenko here ships it out onto this right-hand side where Hawkridge, the man that got an assist, turns inside, does ever so well and turns him again against Jake Daniels, but Daniels eventually does recover and puts the ball out of play. Atherton to take the throw on around halfway. Snuck himself some extra yards and Hughes was up there and all over the shirt was Jake Young. Referee didn't spot that, and then great ball forward by Young, just looking to get this attack started. Preston does ever so well to hold off Sam Wedgbury, but loses the ball unfortunately, and now potentially Worksop going on the attack. Jake Daniels brings down Starchenko on halfway for a foul. Easy one for the referee to give there. Free kick just a yard inside the half of Worksop Town. Centre halves go forward once more, looking to swing a ball. In will be the set piece man. Terry Hawkridge puts his hand up in his Predators. Ball bouncing around the area, comes off Riley to centre, but the flag is up. 4 offside. Just struggling to deal with the physicality and the size of Worksop Town in these first 25 minutes here at the Horsefall. 1-0 the score here. Worksop Town leading thanks to a goal from Josh Wilde, the left back, just moments ago in the 20th. Kieran Flavel takes the offside, pushes it forward, goes to a Dunstan who flicks it on, but it's cut out by Hawkridge, and then bouncing around again. Hopper tries to win the ball back and will do for his side. Descender plays it back to Flavel, who probably want to put that on his left foot, but ends up having to take it with his right and spoons it out for a throw-in. It works up to take, as we see Atherton go over to the far side now, the right back taking a throw-in on the left wing. Clearly something that Worksop Town have used to their advantage all season long. Atherton launches the ball into the box, looking for Broadhead. Won well by Lancaster, and Preston then gets the seconds away. Comes to the edge here as Wedgbury picks up the ball and out to Hawkridge, who has to turn back. He's got Hopper and Preston on his tails. Eventually plays this ball over to the right-hand side where Starchenko tries to receive it on his chest, but it was a bit heavy, and O'Malley eventually just nods it back to Starchenko, bouncing around the area. Great touchdown by Rollins. But a chance here for Jake Daniels to get away, but Rollins is on his tail, and they win the ball back, do Worksop, a combination of Starchenko and Rollins. Sarchenko now in the midfield. Plays it to Atherton. Tries to play a ball forward to Rollins, but it'll come back to Wedgbury. Goes up to Hughes. Hughes wins the ball, but it's just a mistimed clearance away by Mason O'Malley. It'll go up for a throw-in to Worksop Town. Sebastian Miałkowski in the Worksop Town goal yet to be tested this afternoon. Hoping to see a little bit more in terms of on the ball at Fawn Avenue. Atherton, I'm sure, is going to launch this ball into the box. As he does, looking for Broadhead, who gets his head there and heads it straight out of play for a goal kick. No trouble that time. Positive result going their way at the moment for Worksop. Guiseley 1-0 down at home to Ilkeston. As Macclesfield now go 2 goals up at home to Morpeth. Flavel just getting ready to take the goal kick. Puts his left foot through it. That comes over to the near side of me onto this left-hand side. Header won by Daniels, but then cleared by Ben Sharif and down the line. And young Jake Young has Hughes all to deal with, but that, again, comfortably watches that one run out of play. Flavel now with another goal kick. Looking for the short option. He's got Young to his left, Senna to his right. 27 minutes gone here at the Horsfall Community Stadium. 1-0 the current score. Worksop Town lead thanks to a Josh Wilde tap-in from a Hawkridge corner. Flavel again shovels the ball high into the sky. Ben Sharif gets there on the volley and knocks it all the way back to the goalkeeper off Park Avenue. Just tempting the potential of rolling it out short to DeSena, but Worksop look like they're almost wanting him to do that and win the ball back high. Kicked forward by Flavel. Again, great touchdown by Adrian Thibault. After he had to come back deeper to collect it. Ball played across into the midfield by Daniels. And Hopper wasn't quite on the same wavelength, but this time a Dunstan gets the ball clear, smashes it up into the grey sky of Bradford. Wins the ball back eventually himself. Great little bit of skill there from a Dunstan. Was he fouled? Referee says no, plays advantage to Worksop as they drive forward on that far side. Sarchenko, DeSena just shepherding him out of play, steps in with a challenge. And Sarchenko has to play an inside ball to Vaughan Redford, who's driving now. He's in the area. Not in a shooting position. Ball goes out. Was he offside there? Flag goes up. He was. Redford just received the 1-2 ball with Josh Wilde, and the linesman's flag went up. Flav will take this one inside his own area. Hopper gets his head there first, and Preston then brings the ball down, but he's pressed by Wedgbury, who pokes his foot in there and gets the ball forward, only as far as a Dunstan, who was fouled. Pushed off the ball by Vaughan Redford over on that left-hand side. Right-hand side for Park Avenue. Flavel will come all the way out of his goal to take this one. Frustrating day so far for the front men of Park Avenue. Just hoping to get a few opportunities in before half-time in 15 minutes. Ball goes forward by Flavel. Header won by Broadhead. Wedgbury finds Starchenko with a fantastic turn in the midfield and a crossfield ball. Looking for Hughes. Hughes was never going to get there, and DeSena looked like he was going to head it, but received a shout from his goalkeeper. And ducked under the ball just in time. Jake Young now has the ball, plays the ball forward with the left foot. Nobody there for Park Avenue. Broadhead picks the ball up, shifts it out to Redford on that far side, who perhaps fortunately for him. Took a touch that bounced over the head of Dunstan. The ball came over into the area looking for Hughes or Rollins that were both attacking that back stick zone. Jake Young got his head there first, nodding it out for a corner. The young centre half. Seeing Worksop already score from a corner this afternoon. Hawkridge comes over to this near side for an out-swinging delivery. Ben Sharif just on Kieran Flavel, the big centre half. Ball over towards the back stick, looking for Hughes. Pushing the back, Ben Sharif, ball bouncing around the area, just rolled across the face of goal. Lancaster eventually scoops it away. Hawkridge plays a 1-2 with Wedgbury. Wedgbury looks like he'll loft the ball back in towards the area to Rollins, who won the header, and that ball just skimmed off the surface into the grasp of Kieran Flavel. Jordan Preston's got a bit of room out on this left-hand side. Nice to see him floating, as he does, between midfield and attack. Flavel now at the ball in his feet, and look at the wind there. Tried to dink a ball forward towards Mason O'Malley, and the wind just completely took it out of play. Atherton will have an opportunity to launch the ball into the box once more for Worksop, but they don't send the centre forwards forward this time. The centre backs, sorry. Just throw the ball into the area looking for Hughes, and it comes to Hawkridge on the area, shifts it back out to Atherton, who puts the ball over towards that back stick, and Flavel just claims no pressure in terms of attacking options of Worksop there. And Flavel just rushes out to the edge of his area, but no options for him to get things going quickly, but does opt to bowl the ball out just in front of him to DeSena, and DeSena plays the ball to Hopper on the right-hand side, and Hopper just out-muscled there by Starchenko. Will watch the ball go out for a Worksop Town throw-in. Frustrating afternoon so far for Bradford Park Avenue. Can't quite seem to get their foot on the ball, but here they are with Thibault winning the ball back from a poor Hawkridge touch, and Miyako can shift it out into this left-hand side, but it's a poor ball from the wide man of Park Avenue, looking for Jake Daniels, but it was nowhere near. Cut out by Atherton, whose ball forward was equally as poor. All the way through to goalkeeper Flavel, and here's Jake Young looking for options ahead of him. Plays it forward, looking for Thibault, drop deeper, and Wedgbury has just won the ball back there and eventually touched it off, was driving forward, and Jake Young just decked him, but referee didn't see it, and Park Avenue ended up winning their own free kick. Ben Sharif nods the ball back to his goalkeeper after a long ball from the midfield of Park Avenue, straight into the hands of Miarkowski. Back out to Ben Sharif now, the goalkeeper bowls it. Parry heads the ball into the ground after the ball comes forward from the Worksop Town captain, and the ball's hit into the sky again. Shifted out left. Miyako trying to win the ball back, but can't quite get there as Hawkridge just knocks it past him. Back into his own half, but plenty of options for him to take as he shifts it over to this right-hand side to his captain, Hamza Ben Sharif. And Hawkridge still with the ball in the midfield. Here's Starchenko now. Sorry, Redford now plays it to Wedgbury. Just looking comfortable under possession of the ball at the moment, Worksop. Here's Atherton now on this right-hand side. Shifts it back to Broadhead. As you see, Ben Sharif had just made like an overlapping run onto this right-hand side. The big centre half. Ball forward now to the chest of Liam Hughes. Great control by Worksop's number 10. Plays the ball forward, looking into the area. Great challenge by Lucas Dunstan to take the ball away, but that poor ball means that Worksop win it back high, and Rollins trying to loft the ball across. Daniels will eventually squirm the ball away, but only as far as Wedgbury, 10 yards into the Park Avenue half, switches it over to that right-hand side. Shot on goal potentially after Hughes knocks the ball down to Redford, and Park Avenue do well to get it cleared. Thibault just trying to be a handful against the two centre-halves of Worksop Town, which can't quite offer as much physicality as the two big bodies in blue. Wild on the left-hand side goes into Hawkridge, who's been involved in almost everything for Worksop this afternoon. Thibault wins the ball back high, but no. Eddie Mayako had fouled Josh Wild there, according to the referee. Just a little clip on the heels 35 minutes gone here at the Horsefall. Worksop Town still leading by a goal to nil. 20th minute goal from a corner, actually. Just a tap in inside the 6-yard box from Josh Wilde. As we see a free kick going to come into the box, it looks like, from Hawkridge. Defensive line set up just 2 yards out of the Park Avenue box. Ball comes in over to this right-hand side. Mayeko tries to get up, but Hughes gets there first, and it's bounced on the area to Redford, who eventually plays the ball back, and Atherton just has to charge across this right-hand side to get it. Broadhead wins the header after the ball was lofted into the box by Atherton, but he was in an offside position, and Hughes is pointing his finger at the linesman saying, no, he wasn't. But the linesman disagrees. Flavel comes to his edge. Plays the ball forward, cut out by Ben Sharif, hoofed forward towards Hughes, who gets his head there, but couldn't quite find the right angle of it, and Daniels plays the ball over the top, and here's a chance for Thibault, but it comes off the back. That's so unlucky for the young man. Is he fouled there? He was definitely tripped, and the referee has given a free kick. About 25 yards out from goal, and just slightly left of centre for Park Avenue. Ball came forward there, and it just bounced off the back of Thibault, ever so unlucky. But he eventually turned on it, did well to get the ball under his spell, and won his side a free kick. Mayeko and Daniel stood over it, contemplating the options. Could this be a chance for Park Avenue to see their first effort on goal in this Northern Premier League fixture? Mayeko steps away, and it will be Daniels. 2-man wall for Worksop Town. Hawkridge and Starchenko. Here's Daniels, loops the ball over towards the back stick. Wins, there's a header one. Oh, and that was close. It was either Lancaster or Preston. As we do see Park Avenue get their first effort on goal, and that perhaps could have been done better with, but ball now goes forward down the right-hand side for Worksop. Here's Rollins. Got Jake Young on his heels. Shifts the ball back to Atherton, and he puts the ball inside to Hawkridge, who's lining up an effort potentially on goal. Comes to Redford, who rifles the ball over the bar of Flavel. Quick in transition, our Worksop Town. As the attendance of 668 is announced here on National Non-League Day. Goal kick for Park Avenue. Flavel's goal kick goes all the way out of play thanks to the wind. Just in front of Danny Whittaker and his bobble hat. (3-1) was the score between these two sides when they met earlier in the season. Worksop coming away with the victory that day after Park Avenue led 1-0 thanks to a long bottom penalty. But the score here remains 1-0 to the Tigers. Mason O'Malley with a throw-in. Looks for Lancaster, but pressed by Starchenko. And here's Hughes, but Lancaster does win the ball back for his side. Options forward, but opts to go to his left-hand side, where Daniels is there, and he chips the ball back down the line for Lancaster. And just seeing a little bit more of the ball at Park Avenue. Lancaster wins the ball back again and dinks the ball over the top, looking for Preston, but that's cut out well by the captain, Ben Sharif. It clears eventually to Hughes, and Hughes does great to nod the ball across to Hawkridge, and Hawkridge fizzes the ball out into the left-hand side. I think that'll just run away from Vaughan Redford. Out for a goal kick to Park Avenue. Redford picks up the ball and places it on the edge of the 6-yard box. Ever so keen from the Tigers man. Kieran Flavel had already gone out to collect the ball, so took him a while to get back into his 6-yard area. 40 minutes gone now at the Horsefall. Flavel goes forward, looking for Hopper or Thibault. Hopper does get there, but does go down under contact. Foul not given. Hawkridge driving forward again into space. Shifted out onto the left-hand side. Ball across into the area. Headed won well by Jake Young. And unfortunately, Park Avenue can't quite seem to get it away and out of their half as Rollins wins the ball back and ships it back into Wedgbury. There's Hawkridge looping the ball over to the far side. Wedgbury, Atherton, Ben Sharif loops the ball forward. Young's there again to cut that ball out, but just can't quite find a Bradford Park Avenue man with his clearance. As Wedgbury's just cleaning up as he's done all day at the base of the midfield. Plays it back to his captain. Shifts it back over to Broadhead, the other centre half of the Tigers, and Miarkowski gets another touch, rare touch for the man in goal of Worksop. Ball forward now, looking for Hughes, who wins the first ball, looks to bring down the second, and does. Good control by the big man, ships it down the line to Atherton, who crosses the ball into the area, header won by Young. But again, it's picked up, the seconds by Atherton. Ball in by Wedgbury, cleared by Descender, but only to Hughes on the edge, who tries to place the ball. Almost a side-footed effort from the edge of the box. That'll go out for a corner to Worksop Town. Hawkston will put the ball back across the area. Nobody's there for Worksop Town to attack, and a Dunstan looking to try and get the ball away. Does, but again, Wedgbury, as he's done all afternoon so far, just picking up the pieces before Park Avenue can escape their own half. Ball forward now by Broadhead. Wedgbury, sorry. Bouncing around the back line off Park Avenue, are about 10 yards outside their own area, and there's Broadhead now. Ships it out to Redford, and ball put into the box by Wild. Cleared by Park Avenue. Hopper into Preston, and Preston's ball is poor, looking out to Mayeko. Runs out for a throw, and that looked like a foul throw. Referee gives the foul throw. Ball from Starchenko there. Definitely an illegal action. Throw in now to Park Avenue, about 20 yards into their own half. 2 minutes left to go of the 45. Here in the first half of Northern Premier League action. Worksop Town leading by 1-0 thanks to a Josh Wild goal in the 20th minute. Seen one effort on goal so far in the half of Park Avenue. That came 5 minutes ago after a free kick from Daniels was looped into the area, but the ball was headed down into the ground. Not too much for Miarkowski to worry about. Here's Wedgbury now, looking for Rollins, who does get the first touch on the ball, but can't retain possession for Worksop. Flavel rolls the ball out to Descender and goes inside to Lancaster, and the pressing high Redford, putting a Dunstan under lots of pressure. Dunstan has to go long first time, looking for Jordan Preston. Preston does well to hold the ball up away from Broadhead, and does get away from, creates himself a little bit of room, and releases Mayoko potentially to get down the wing. Mayoko forces goal scorer Wild to ship the ball out of play. Throw in deep inside the Worksop Town half for Bradford Park Avenue. Lucas Dunstan goes up all the way to claim it. Throws it into the area. Here's Preston, receives it with his chest. Can he play it off to a teammate? Wrestled in the area. Referee gives the free kick there for something similarly that he didn't the other way around earlier in the half. Free kick to Worksop Town. As we're in the final minute of regulation time in this first half. Miarkowski in an all deep purple kit, just rolling the ball out, taking his time in terms of getting this free kick forward. Eventually does put his boot through the ball, and only as far as Hopper, who had a little bit of contact in the back, which means he couldn't head the ball forward. And here's Hughes on the edge of the Park Avenue area. Dunstan taps that ball out of play and out for a throw-in. Atherton will go over and take a long throw, as we see Ben Sharif and Broadhead, the two big centre halves, go forward once more, finally in the half it seems, as we're about to see how much time is added on here at the Horsefall. 2 minutes. We'll see. Ball comes in now. Atherton throws it in. Broadhead wins the first header and corner ball after it came off Riley Descender, the Australian centre half. Hawkridge will go out over to that far side. Got an in-swing and delivery. This is where Worksop got their goal from earlier, and they're similarly crowding the goalkeeper now. In-swing and ball into the area. Flavel comes, attempts a punch. Ball bouncing around, and it's gone into the back of the net. And it's Wild's second, a similar goal for the left-back of Worksop Town. Just fell to him after Flavel couldn't come and claim that ball. Bounced off the post into the feet of Josh Wild, who gets his second goal of the afternoon in the 46th minute as Worksop Town lead 2-0 here. Danny Whitaker almost looking bewildered with what he's just seen there. Frustrating for Park Avenue to concede 2 goals from set pieces that have just dropped to the feet of the left-back Josh Wild. Preston gets things underway again now, and Lancaster goes forward looking for the run of Thibault, who's brought down in the area. Referee, what about that one? Nothing given. Appeals from Park Avenue. Mayoko retains possession for Park Avenue, and Danny Whitaker's not happy with that one. Foul eventually now given to Worksop Town, and that's now 2 penalty decisions as Lucas Dunstan has just got in a bit of argy-bargy on that far side, and he could be in trouble here as he goes head-to-head with someone on that far side who goes down, crawling to the floor, and this is not what you want to see for Park Avenue. Late in the half, referee's just having a look, linesman's walking on the pitch for some apparent reason. The referee's just taking his time deciding what's going on. But there was definitely an appeal for a penalty just moments ago for Park Avenue. Referee calling someone over. Yellow card given to Eddie Mayoko there. Referee, I'm not quite sure, is done with the work just before half-time here. Mayoko booked in the 47th. Man still down for Worksop Town for possibly the lightest headbutt I've ever seen in the world. Referee still just discussing now with his linesman on that far side. I think Lucas Dunstan could potentially be in a little bit of trouble. Afternoon could go from bad to worse, but 2 controversial shouts for Park Avenue in terms of penalties. Referee looks like he's making his decision here. Calls a Dunstan over, and what colour will this card be as he gets his little booklet out? He's chalking to him. Bencher, if they're present in the conversation as well. Referee still yet to reveal the colour of the card, and it's yellow. Lucas Dunstan remains on the field this afternoon, the Park Avenue captain. Some sour scenes just before half-time here at the Horsefall, but I think that really all stems from the frustration of Park Avenue not receiving either penalty shout this afternoon. Adrian Thibault brought down twice in the area, and that second one looked fairly blatant. Referee said no, and here's Hawkridge to thump the ball forward for a free kick. Looking for Hughes, who wins the header, and seconds then won by Desena, and Mayeko nods the ball forward, but it's won by Wedgbury. Hawkridge now over to the right-hand side, and Adrian Thibault then smashes into Wild, and again, some friendly conversations being had between the two sides. Referee has got a card out of his pocket, which will go Adrian Thibault's way, and again, just showing frustrations at Park Avenue after 2 unfortunate goals that have gone into their net, and lack of decisions going the other way. Referee just calling Thibault in, putting him into the book. We're now 5 minutes into 2 minutes of additional time. Figure that one out. As Thibault goes into the book, the third man in the book. 3 yellow cards in 3 minutes for Park Avenue. Mayeko, a Dunstan and Thibault. Chance now late in the half. Hawkridge to swing a ball into the air. It looks like he's shooting there, and it goes over the crossbar of Flavel. And there's the half-time whistle blown by Jamie Rhodes. Some big decisions for him to be making that half, and I'm not quite sure he got all of them right, but Worksop Town lead by 2-0 here at the Horsefall Stadium. Goals both coming from left-back Josh Wild, both coming from corners on that far side taken by Terry Hawkridge. They came close early when the score was 0-0. Jay Rollins firing the ball across the goal, hitting the post with a sweetly struck effort. But a big talking point in terms of Park Avenue that half. 2 penalty shouts. Adrian Thibault brought down twice. Referee waving both away, and I think I'll be looking back at them. But the score here at the Horsefall Community Stadium in Northern Premier League action is Worksop Town 2, Bradford Park Avenue 0. I'll be back live in around 10 or 15 minutes for second half action here, hoping that Bradford Park Avenue can get back involved in the game. But frustration showed late in the half from Park Avenue. I'll be back soon. And we are back live here at the Horsforth Community Stadium as Park Avenue currently trail by 2 goals to Worksop Town. Park Avenue just re-emerging from the changing rooms out onto the pitch. No changes to report of by the looks of it. Just confirming that at half-time, Park Avenue goalkeeper coach Dean Baker was sent off after a discussion with the referee. I was there, I was present. I'm not going to repeat what I heard, but I also think it was a bit of a soft one. The referee took his bat and ball home, but hey-ho. That's it. For in this afternoon. Although it does look like he's just walked out towards the dugout, which is interesting. Park Avenue out on the pitch on their own, but... And here come Worksop Town. 2 goals in the first half for left-back Josh Wilde then. The reason why Worksop Town currently lead. 2 big decisions for the referee to make or not make necessarily after Adrian Thibault was brought down twice in the Worksop Town area and the referee remained unfazed. Worksop Town just going through their paces, through a few cones. Wind behind Bradford Park Avenue this half, something that they struggled with a little bit in that first. Options from the bench: Leon Johnson, Harry Colville, Chinedu Osadibe and Ted Lavelle and Brady Caldwell. All potential to come off the bench for Park Avenue, and you feel like if they are going to get something from this game, they need to get that ball in the back of the net sooner rather than later, as Preston is ready to get us back underway here. As the rain's just starting to fall again. And here we go for the second half of Northern Premier League action. Bradford Park Avenue trailing by 2 goals against Worksop Town and hoping to claw their way back into this fixture. Ball goes forward from Lancaster and out for a throw-in now on this close side to me, left-hand side for Worksop, now shooting from right to left. Worksop Town, Park Avenue, of course, left to right. Ball forward then. Thrown by the goal scorers this afternoon. He's got both of them, Josh Wilde. 2 goals from 2 set pieces, just tap-ins from inside the 6-yard box. Couldn't believe his luck. The number 3 of Worksop Town. Ball forward, runs out for a goal kick. Harrison Hopper just collecting the ball for Miałkowski to take a goal kick. Just takes his time. Miałkowski then strikes the ball forward, the former Polish international. Picked up by Redford. And then stuck out of play by Wilde, just in front of Danny Whittaker. Dunstan with the ball in his hands. Thibault shows feet. And again, wanted it on his chest. In fact, got it about knee height. Ball ends up at Riley DeSena's feet, who looks to shift it forward. Here's Hopper in the midfield, back to goal. Puts it back to his captain, Dunstan, who goes into the midfield of Lancaster, who can turn and play a ball out wide now to Jake Daniels. Daniels cuts inside, putting the ball into the air, and it's cleared by Ben Sharif, the captain of Worksop Town, the big figure. Redford holds off DeSena, but DeSena's second challenge will regain the ball for Park Avenue on halfway. Dunstan driving forward, down from a challenge from, I believe it was Alex Sarchenko there. Free kick Park Avenue, about 5 or 10 yards inside the half. You can see the wind's picking up once more. Chance potentially for Park Avenue to loft the ball forwards. Riley DeSena stood over the ball. The ball's moving with the wind. Jake Young decides to go into the box. Goes down the line to DeSena, to Thibault. Ball bouncing around. And Dunstan keeps the ball. Well done to the captain. Tries to poke it round the man that he just won a free kick from Starchenko, but unfortunately that one runs out of play. And out for a throw of Worksop Town. Josh Wilde comes over to take. Just 10 yards from his own corner flag. Throws it short to Redford. Redford then feeds it back to Broadhead, who has to go along, and it's cleaned up then by the centre. And you can see the wind is holding that ball up. Ball put out onto the left-hand side, looking for Jake Daniels to run onto, and that's ever so lucky for Worksop Town. Deegan Atherton just trying to play the ball forwards, clear it, and it comes off Daniels and out for a goal kick. Unlucky for the left-sided player. As Miakowski will take another goal kick for Worksop Town. Former Lechia Gdansk, number 1. Plays it, and you can see the wind hold it up. Hopper tries to get up, doesn't win it, but the seconds do fall to Park Avenue. Preston can't quite find Mayeko, but it does fall to a Dunstan. And here's DeSena, just inside the half of Worksop, feeds the ball forward to a Preston, who then finds Mayeko turning infield. A Dunstan playing in a central area now, just picking up the ball and distributing. Goes back to Mayeko, and there's options. Can he pick one? He goes into the box to Thibault. Thibault shifts the ball across the edge of the 6-yard box, and nobody was there. Nobody was there to tap that home. Great work by the 19-year-old centre forward. But here he is again. Plays a great inside ball, looking for Preston, and just looking for a foul there, and he did get it. Was, I think, Redford, sorry. Went down under very minimal contact for Preston. Didn't allow Preston to then gain the ball. Free kick given to Basford. Danny Whittaker bemused by that decision. As Malkowski comes again to the edge of his area. Drives his right boot up through the ball, looking for Liam Hughes up there, who's battling with the centre. And Jake Young had to make a decision there. Pokes the ball away. Dunstan eventually clears it. Swipes his right boot through the ball. Header's won there on the halfway by Bencherif. But here's Hopper picking up the second and shifts it out to this right-hand side. And this is the danger man so far for Park Avenue when it has been going forward. Thibault slips the ball towards the back stick. Mason O'Malley. Jake Daniels, sorry, it's over the bar. And that was the best opportunity that Park Avenue have had all afternoon. Fantastic work from Adrian Thibault. Slipped the ball in behind the defence of Worksop Town, and Jake Daniels couldn't get the contact he wanted. Ball over the bar. "51 minutes played here at the Horsefall. 2-0 the score, but that was one of the best chances of the game for Park Avenue. Couldn't quite find the back of the net. Dunstan goes into Thibault. Thibault down the line to Mayeko. Park Avenue keep it, and there's more in terms of going forward now for Park Avenue. Lancaster turns, plays the ball into Preston's feet. Shifts out onto this right-hand side for a Dunstan, who goes down the line too. Adrian Thibault feeds it back to a Dunstan now. He's been stood up by Hawkridge. Puts it through his legs, looking for Preston, but Preston doesn't quite get there, and it's shielded out of play by Sam Wedgbury. Goal kick for Seb Malkowski to take. And the Polish goalkeeper tells everyone to go forward and smacks the ball up, but it won't go out of the half of Worksop Town, but Liam Hughes does ever so well to win that one. And then Hopper looks to chip the ball forward, but Mayeko's never going to be able to get on that one, and it runs out for a throw just by their own corner flag on the left-hand side for Worksop Town. Chance for Park Avenue to pin them into this corner, win the ball back up high. Wild throws it, pressing is Thibault, but the ball's eventually squirmed away by Broadhead, and O'Malley gets up, mistimes the header, and Rollins then slips it down the right-hand side. Hawkridge now with a chance of a counter-attack for Worksop, sits down Will Lancaster, Plenty of options opening up in front of him. Opts to go for Rollins, who just manages to keep the ball away from Daniels, who puts the ball into the area, and DeSena wins that header, clears, but here's Hawkridge on the edge, allowed to just bring the ball down and play it out to Atherton on the right. Potentially he does. Ball eventually will go out for Park Avenue, thrown on that far side. Swiped forward now, touch by Jordan Preston, just infield, but Wedgbury won it. But then Mayoko or Dunstan, one of them, has the opportunity to drive down this right-hand side, but it's a heavy touch from Eddie Mayoko. Just runs away from the wide man. Out for a Park Avenue throw nonetheless, for a clearance from Worksop. Dunstan throws it into Riley DeSena, and DeSena just plays the ball without even looking, but wins the ball back for his side, feeds it into Mayoko, and back to DeSena and a Dunstan, and one-touch football from Park Avenue in the midfield. Lancaster having to turn back towards his own goal, but eventually plays it forward to Mayoko, and then back to captain Dunstan. He's pressed by Redford, and Redford's still on his back, and a Dunstan's in his own area. Plenty of contact on his tail. Eventually gets out of a difficult situation, the captain of Park Avenue. Great work from the man with the armband. Looks to play it forward, but that can't find Jordan Preston. Cut out by Sam Wedgbury. And then into Hawkridge, and then he ships it over to his right back, Atherton. Plays it down the line. Here's Jay Rollins, and Rollins tries to flick it back towards Wedgbury, and Hopper just couldn't quite keep a hold of the ball there. Liam Hughes with the ball on halfway, goes back to Atherton, and Atherton plays the ball down the right-hand side. Jake Young trying to shepherd that out. The man went down there, I believe it was Vaughan Redford, particularly, or Starchenko. Lancaster had a bit of contact, but managed to get the ball away, and great ball in behind by Jordan Preston. Mialkowski's coming a long way. Mayoko dinks it over him. Goal, Bradford Park Avenue. Great finish by Eddie Mayoko. A left foot outside the boot. Dink over the goalkeeper, who came a long way out of his goal, but it's an impressive finish from a difficult angle from Eddie Mayoko. The score is 2-1 here. Worksop Town still leading, but great work by the wide man of Bradford Park Avenue. And it's game on here at the Horsefall, as Adrian Thibault just needs to receive a little bit of treatment for some blood coming out of his nose. Impressive finish by Eddie Mayoko. Fantastic ball in behind the left back Josh Wilde from Jordan Preston, as we're back underway now. Hopper now in the midfield, shifts it out left, looking for Daniels. Can Daniels pick that up and get at the back line? He keeps it in, does he? Does ever so well. Referee's got his flag up. But touching back on that goal from Eddie Mayoko, getting Bradford Park Avenue back in this game. It was a great ball down the right-hand side from Jordan Preston, who just saw that he could slip it in behind Josh Wilde. But Eddie Mayoko had a lot to do still. Sebastian Mialkowski came a long way out of his goal, but was never going to get there first. And Mayoko just dinked the ball with the outside of his left boot into the goal. 2-1 the score here. Worksop Town still leading, but momentum shifting potentially in this second half. Wedgbury now shifts it out to Wilde, and Miako's going to put him under some pressure. Ball forward. Will run through to a Dunstan. A Dunstan plays it back to Flavel in goal. He tries to play route one, and it'll work. And it's a poor touch from Harrison Hopper, who had a bit of time and space to get that, and eventually he brings down Terry Hawkridge. Free kick to Worksop Town, just about 10 yards probably inside the Bradford Park Avenue half, and they'll send the centre halves forward once more. Referee blows his whistle. Hawkridge loops the ball over towards the back stick, where Hughes there receives it on his chest, just outside the area on this left-hand side. Manages to dance inside. Here is the effort on goal. Great block by Lucas Dunstan. That looked like it was going to be dipping towards that far corner shot from Starchenko there. And Dunstan just stood his ground, came off the chest of the right back. Ball chipped forward, and Mason O'Malley could have potentially shielded that one out of play, but it will poke it out for a throw-in just by the corner flag, and you feel like that was Maybe the wrong decision. But throw in to be taken by Deegan Atherton. Probably a long throw in into the box as well. Has the referee given a corner? I believe the linesman gave a throw in. Linesman gave a throw in. Referee's given a corner, and Hawkridge has gone over there to take the corner. Loops the ball into the area. Header won by a Dunstan. Great work by the captain. And Jake Daniels is the only man pressing forward. And he'll press all the way back onto the Polish goalkeeper, who spoons the ball up high into the sky. And Jordan Preston's in and around there. But great work by Broadhead to recover. Down the line now, Rollins. Chance to put a ball in the area potentially. Stood well by Jake Young. Great work by the young centre-half on loan today, making his debut. Stands Jay Rollins, forces him back outside the box. Here's Hawkridge. Edge of the area, slips it back out wide to Rollins. Rollins, can he put a ball across the area? It's put out of play by Lucas Dunstan for another corner. 59 minutes gone here so far at the Horsforth Community Stadium. Park Avenue scoring in the second half just a few minutes ago through Eddie Mirko. 2-1 the current score to Worksop Town. Hawkridge, ball in, outswing and delivery. Looking for Hughes, who wins the header. Ball bouncing around, and that's a great save by Kieran Flavel. Just to tip that round his left post. Diving low, strong hand. Another corner to Worksop. Fantastic save from the Barnsley loanee, but Hawkridge will have another opportunity to loop the ball into the area. Referee just stopping it as he talks to Mayeko and Broadhead. Mayeko already on a yellow card this afternoon. Now corner comes in. Edge of the 6-yard box. Headed away by a Dunstan once more. Can Hopper get out and press on Starchenko? No, he can't. Here's Wedgbury. Plays it Starchenko, who looks to loop a ball over towards the box. Looking for big Liam Hughes, who holds the ball up well and shifts it out wide. Right, but kicks it out of play. All the way over Terry Hawkridge, whose set-piece delivery this afternoon has been spot on. Both Worksop Town goals coming from his corners, but couldn't quite get a hold of that ball that time that went over his head. Now ball on the back line. Riley De Sena. Ball just gets away from him, but it will go out for a throw-in deep inside the half of Worksop Town to be taken by Josh Wild. And Park Avenue again will be just looking to hope to pin them in and create a chance higher up the pitch. Wild just drying the ball underneath his blue kit. Throws it down the line. Dunstan's got Hughes on his back. Hughes wins that first ball. And Jake Young's got Redford there. And Redford does get ahead of the centre-half. Recovers well, does Lucas Dunstan. And that ball went out of play. Great work by Lucas Dunstan, who's impressing early in this second half. Throw in to be taken by Dunstan now. Just calling for Adrian Thibault to come a little bit closer for that throw down the line. Mayoko pushes off. Thibault's there. Broadhead wins the header though. Worksop Town centre-half. And he's just thrown himself to the floor there. Has Alex Starchenko with Hopper on his back. Free kick given to Worksop Town. You think Worksop Town just trying to kill momentum where they can. Free kick now. Just in front of the dugout. About 5 yards infield. Terry Hawkridge. Again, the man for the set piece. Thibault's having to come off again because he's having to take his undershirt off as it has blood on it. Ball in now by Hawkridge. Park Avenue currently down to 10. Headed across the area. Bouncing around. Here is the captain. Ben Sharif. Lucas Dunstan again pokes the ball free. Hawkridge trying to weasel his way into getting a ball. Does eventually try and hit the ball into the area with his right foot, but that's blocked by Riley De Sena. Adrian Thibault still receiving a little bit of treatment for blood on the shirt. Puts his shirt now back on. No blood on this one for Park Avenue's number 9. As we'll see a long throw-in coming to the box for Worksop Town. Deegan Atherton coming again over to this left-hand side to loop the ball in. Broadhead and Ben Sharif, I'm sure, are the targets. Liam Hughes lurking as well at the back on young Jake Young. Ball in by Atherton. Dunstan heads away, bouncing around in the edge of the area. Chance of a break here for Park Avenue if they can pick the right ball. Hopper cuts back inside. Preston picks up the ball. Can he get that ball away? Not quite. Broadhead wins the ball, but Dunstan will pick up the pieces for Park Avenue and feed it back to his goalkeeper, Flavel. Flavel just picking his option, takes a touch, then hits it down the left-hand side, but Daniels had run on the line inside. Was the ball from Flavel. Now ball over the top. Rollins, chance to put a ball across the edge of the area. He does. And here is a shot on goal. Great save by Flavel after an effort from Alex Starchenko, who just rolled towards the edge of the area from Jay Rollins. Liam Hughes left it, and Alex Starchenko was there to hit the ball, and he hit it, and it may have been going high, but Flavel had to get his hand there and tip that ball over the bar out for a corner ball. 64 minutes gone here at the Horsefall. Hawkridge put an in-swinging delivery in now. He does, and out comes Kieran Flavel to claim, and a chance for a break here. Bowls it out to Mayoko, who's got Tibbo on the inside if he can. Hopper's there as well on the back line. Eddie Mayoko needs to pick his right ball, and he goes out to the left-hand side, and he's just put too much on it. The wind's caught a hold of that one, and it runs away from Jake Daniels. Jake Daniels had a massive chance earlier in this half before Mayoko found that goal. But Park Avenue still alive in this game. 2-1 to Worksop at the moment. Throwing to be taken by Deegan Atherton on that far side. Mayoko picks up the ball for Park Avenue around the edge of the area. Can't quite keep hold of it though. And Wild smashes the ball away with his left foot. Redford just proving himself to be a little bit of a handful to a Dunstan and DeSena, and DeSena does ever so well to go shoulder to shoulder with Redford and win the ball back, and now he's travelling forward into the half and plays it into Mayoko. Mayoko then takes the right decision of going back to his captain, Dunstan, who tries to play a cross-field ball looking for Mason O'Malley, who had to get his head there. And he did, nodded it down the line, and Atherton eventually cannons the ball out of play off Jake Daniels. Throwing for Worksop. Scores from around the division. Bamber Bridge losing at home 1-0 to Stafford Rangers. FC United leading by 1-0 against Basford United. Gainsborough Trinity 3-1 up at home against Workington. Guiseley are trailing 2-1 at home against Ilkeston Town as Starchenko looks to play a ball down the right-hand side, looking for the run of Rollins again, but Flavel comes out and claims. Hyde United 0, Warrington Rylands 0, Lancaster 0, Marine 1. Macclesfield 2, Morpeth 0, Matlock 1, Whitby Town 5, and Radcliffe 1, Ashton United 3. Ball forward by Flavel, and it's eventually cleared by Atherton. Rollins can't get that ball under control for Worksop, and it's eventually cleared by Jake Young, won by the captain Ben Sharif, and not forward. Flavel comes out and puts his foot through the ball, and that'll just go out for a throw-in in front of Danny Whitaker for Worksop to take. Josh Wild, 2 goals this afternoon for the left back of Worksop, comes over to take. Again, dries the ball just inside his t-shirt. Throws it short. Hawkridge to Wedgbury. Wedgbury goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, Malkowski. His long ball goes to Rollins. Rollins then plays it down the line, looking for Starchenko. Starchenko just getting physical and fouled Will Lancaster there. Just careful of where he's going to be taking the ball away. But foul was given. Ironic cheers by the Bradford Park Avenue fans. Kieran Flavel goes out of his goal over to that left-hand side. Just level with the penalty spot. Plays a cross-field ball. Plenty on it. Adrian Tibbo wins that first header and just didn't quite fall to the feet of Eddie Mayoko. Throw in for Worksop. Halfway through the second half now. 2-1 the score here currently. Park Avenue trailing. Ball thrown in. Here's Ben Sharif on the back line. Plays the ball over to the right-hand side looking for Rollins. He brings the ball down well and shrugs off the challenge of Mason O'Malley. Then pokes it past him, but O'Malley just got enough on it, allowing Daniels to recover the ball for Park Avenue. Shifts it over to the right now, and here's Mayeko. Options ahead of him, just can't quite find one, but a Dunstan will pick up the ball following that. But he's been forced to turn back towards his own goal, just inside the half Great work by Lucas Dunstan. Mieko also needs to keep the ball, and he's just done the wrong decision there. Here is Hawkridge now on the left-hand side. Plays it into Redford, then back to Hawkridge. Hawkridge tries to play an outside of the ball. Outside of the football, looking for the number 10, Liam Hughes, and Riley DeSena eventually puts that ball out of play. Wild will go up halfway into the Park Avenue half to take the throw. No long throw this time. Feeds it in. Here's Hughes with his back to goal. Plays it off to Redford. Redford just looking around the edge of the area, looking for options. Forced to go back to his furthest outfield player, Ben Sharif, who then goes in to Wedgbury. Wedgbury chips the ball over to back towards the box. Hughes wins the first header, then Redford the second. Nods it back to Wild. Then he goes back to other centre-half, Jack Broadhead, who's just on halfway, just looking for options. Chips the ball forward, looking for Hughes, the target, and that goes over the head of Hughes and DeSena and through to Flavel. Flavel opts to pass the ball out to the debutant Jake Young, who just needs to make sure he's got the right options. Flavel then to DeSena, and DeSena back to Flavel, and Park Avenue just need to be careful when picking their options, and Flavel just smashes the ball out of play, just on halfway line. Just Park Avenue just not quite picking the correct option there. As well, will take another throw for Worksop Town. Throws it in. Here's Hawkridge. Hawkridge to Wild down the line, looking for Starchenko. Poor touch, though, from the Latvian. Challenging Riley DeSena, and DeSena then scoops the ball out of play. Wild with the throw. Chucks it in to Hawkridge, back to Wild, then back to Hawkridge, who dinks the ball in towards the area. Flavel's come a long way out to claim, gets his hand there, and it's good work by the Barnsley goalkeeper. Still with the ball in his hands, opts to put it on the deck this time, plays it forward down the left-hand side, looking for Jake Daniels. And that's cut out by Atherton. Can Thibault win that ball back? No, he can't. He's definitely come back from an offside position, has Liam Hughes, and he's kicked the ball away after as well, but not late enough for it to be deemed a punishable offence. But the offside flag was up there, and Riley DeSena will just put this halfway inside his own half. Hopper's showing an option just a little bit deeper, but DeSena goes forward now to the right-hand side, looking for Mayeko, but that's won by Wild, and here is Wild now, taking the ball across the halfway line, plays the ball down the line to Redford, who looks inside, looking to try and return the favour to Wild, and great challenge by Riley DeSena, stopping Wild from driving into the area. Great challenge from the Australian centre-half there, just keeping Matlock outside of the danger zone. Both Worksop Town goals coming from inside the 6-yard areas. We'll see a first change of the afternoon. Now Worksop Town making the change. Jordan Burrow, the man joining the attack of Worksop Town. He'll be replacing Liam Hughes by the look of it. '72nd minute substitution then for Worksop. Like I mentioned, the first one off the afternoon. Jordan Burrow, with number 16 on his back, comes on to replace Liam Hughes, who's been a handful all afternoon. Big physical presence on the back line. They aren't the tallest of Park Avenue, but they've done well to keep him at bay. Ball forward now. Thibault, I'm not sure. He was offside there. Flag was up. I think he's given Adrian Thibault offside there, although he looked fairly level from where my perspective was. Flag went up almost immediately. Linesman saying that he came back from an offside position, and Malachowski comes all the way out of his area again to take another offside. Malachowski loops the ball forward. Dunstan wins that header, and it'll come over to this right-hand side. Dunstan follows it. Great work by him. Back heel by Hawkridge, great work from the number 7 of Worksop Town, and now chance for them to get forward as Wiles going flying down the left-hand side, but a poor ball from the man with both the goals for Worksop Town this afternoon. That rolls out. Lucas Dunstan being told to just go a little bit further back with his throw-in. Dunstan eventually launches the ball down the line, only as far as Broadhead, who nods it back towards the direction of Park Avenue's goal. Mayoko just trying to be a bit more physical, wins that header is Thibault, who fouls Broadhead. It's a soft one, referee does blow his whistle. Terry Hawkridge, the only man inside the half of Worksop Town, apart from goalkeeper Mialkowski, takes the set piece forward down the line, looking for Redford, who wins that header, and Mayoko pokes it clear, and then Lancaster on the swivel takes it down. Hopper with a bit of room in space, tries to put it out on that left-hand side. Daniels will be able to press on that, but great work from Deegan Atherton to nod that ball back towards his goalkeeper Mialkowski, who gets the ball on the deck, and a bit of wrestling from Burrow and DeSena. Dunstan was the man that eventually headed the ball free. Never been a foul. Referee agrees with me up here in the commentary box, and that ball shipped out of play by Jake Young. It was in the direction of Jake Daniels, but just couldn't find him out for a throw-in on halfway. Here's Hopper now in the middle of the park. Plays the ball out left. Here's Daniels, just ran away from him, and Atherton eventually clears and picked up by Burrow. Great control by the substitute of Worksop Town. Poked out for a throw-in by Riley DeSena. 15 minutes to go here in the 90. 2-1 the score. Worksop Town leading. But Mayoko's second half goal did pull things back and allow a potential window for Park Avenue to get something out of this game. Ball into the box. DeSena heads it clear. Here's Starchenko. He plays it out wide to Wedgbury. Wedgbury just linking it with Starchenko, and then Wedgbury looks to go forward, but that's deflected by Mayeko, but couldn't quite keep the ball away from Rollins, could Jake Young, and now Wild goes cannoning down the left-hand side, ball across towards the back stick, towards Burrow at the back, but it's over his head, but it'll be picked up by Hawkridge on the right-hand side now, dancing, Hopper on his tail, following him on them all the way. Starchenko now, just on the right-hand side. Can he get past Mason O'Malley? No, he can't. He feeds the ball back to Hawkridge, and he eventually does put the ball high into the area, and it's won by a Worksop Town head. Soft, gone down, effort on goal by Rollins, and it's deflected away for a corner. Half-volleyed effort on the edge from Rollins. Just never clearly had the sight of goal, but it did cannon out for a corner on this near side now, the left-hand side of Worksop Town. Hawkridge comes over to take, of course. This is where the 2 goals of Worksop Town came this afternoon, in swinging deliveries from Hawkridge, and here's another one. Chips it over towards the back stick, and Mayako gets there. Ball clear. Here's Thibault. What can he do? Can't get it past Starchenko, who regains the ball out on this left-hand side. Plays the ball in behind looking for Rollins, but that one won't run out of play. Kept in. The centre's on his back and feeds it back to Hawkridge now on the right-hand side. But Thibault's doing his defensive work, and that's a massive dive from Hawkridge. Referee agrees. Goal kick given. Goal kick taken quickly. Jake Young plays it out now to O'Malley. O'Malley looking forward, looking for the run of Jordan Preston, but that'll be cut out by Captain Ben Sharif. Now Atherton shaking it over the halfway line on the right-hand side for Matlock. Great challenge by Jake Daniels. Potentially looked like a foul there, but Mason O'Malley and Eddie Mayoko just not quite on the same wavelength as the ball goes forward again for Worksop. Great win of a header by DeSena, and Mayoko's got a bit of room to run down the right-hand side if he can get there. Ball eventually put out of play by Broadhead just in front of Danny Whitaker. Will Lancaster wants to take the throw in quickly and does. Finds Mayeko's feet and now goes forward. Feeds it into Preston just halfway into the half of Worksop Town. Here's Hopper now on the half period. Plays it over to O'Malley on the left. Feeds it to Daniels, and Daniels got 3, 4 blue shirts around him. O'Malley plays it down the line. Here's Hopper. What can he do? Tries to get it past Wedgbury, and the ball's gone out of play for a Worksop Town corner. Mialkowski just going to claim the balls, but it looks like we'll see a change for Park Avenue in just a moment. As we see Ted Lavelle introduced this afternoon for Bradford Park Avenue. Leaving the field for Avenue is Will Lancaster in the 79th minute. Ted Lavelle, the Halifax Town loanee, goes on into the middle of the park, seeing what he can do. 2-0. FC United have gone 2-0 up at home against Bradford. Dismay that throw-in's gone Worksop Town's ways. We'll see Luke Hall introduced for Worksop in a few moments, but the ball's in play. Dunstan lobs it forward, and Thibault trying to get there. Couldn't quite beat Broadhead, the big figure at the back for Worksop. Ben Sharif plays the ball forward. O'Malley gets up. Ted Lavelle, can he get there for his first touch of the afternoon? Not quite. Hawkridge dancing away and is brought down by Harrison Hopper. Just under 10 minutes left here in the 90. Worksop Town leading by 2-1. As we will see Luke Hall enter the field now. Jay Rollins looks to be the man leaving the field. Of course, more options available to Danny Whitaker on his bench. Leon Johnson, Harry Colville, Chinedu Osadibe and Brady Caldwell available with the 2 substitutions left for Park Avenue as Hawkridge now plays the ball over into the area. Looking for Ben Sharif. It bounced off the shoulder and claimed by Flavel, who looks to get things started. Kicks the ball high into the sky. Atherton couldn't quite get there. Thibault just did enough to put him off, but Wild allowed to just nod that ball back to his goalkeeper, Sebastian Mialkowski, as he tempts Thibault forward and making him pick the ball up. Now Mialkowski sticks it back on the deck and plays the ball forward himself. Ted Lavelle didn't even jump towards that header really, and now down the right-hand side does go Luke Hall. Mason O'Malley cuts that ball out well and wins his side of throw-in. Just 10 yards from his own corner flag. Throws it into Harrison Hopper, who's got a man on his shoulder, which is Burrow. Young, back to O'Malley. Ball needs to go forward, really, and O'Malley does get it forward, but only as far as Wedgbury, who again is just cleaning up like he was in the first half now. Starchenko tries to poke the ball over to this left-hand side to Redford, but Dunstan stands his ground and keeps the ball for Park Avenue. And Starchenko's just thrown himself down in front of Dunstan, and the ball will run out for a Bradford Park Avenue throw-in, just in front of the dugout of Worksop Town. Dunstan launches the ball forward down the line, looking for Thibault, but Wild wins that header, and then Ted Lavelle can't win that header against Starchenko, and here is Hawkridge driving forward, forced to cut back after Ted Lavelle's pressing. Wild loops the ball forward, look for Redford, who's just in behind here, chance for to get the ball into the box, but he completely mistimes his connection with the ball and chips the ball just ahead of him out for a goal kick for Flavel to take, and a bit of urgency now for Park Avenue as we're in the last 10 minutes. Harrison Hopper picks up the short ball from a goal kick, plays it to Mayeko, and Mayeko gets there first and knocks it off Wild for a throw-in on halfway for Park Avenue. Danny Whitaker serving as ball boy there to feed it to a Dunstan. Flows it in to Mayako. Back to a Dunstan, then out for a Park Avenue ball. Referee didn't have a clue there, but eventually gave it to Park Avenue. Throws it into Ted Lavelle. Ted Lavelle with options ahead of him. Puts it over to the left-hand side where Daniels has got a bit of room to wiggle. What can he do? Can he get it past Atherton? He can. Driving down the left-hand side, but he's done well to get that second touch, but the ball just ran away from him and ran out of play, but good work from Park Avenue's number 11. Goal kick, though, for Worksop Town. Mialkowski, I'm sure, will take his time. Ball put high into the sky from the Polish keeper. Header won by Hopper, and Thibault got there, and there was a foul in there. Referee didn't quite see it. Burrow's gone down and managed to hit the ball on his way down, and it goes out for a Bradford Park Avenue throw. Will we get a bit more magic this afternoon for Bradford Park Avenue on National Non-League Day? Riley DeSena wins another throw-in for Park Avenue just in front of the dugout of Craig Parry. Thrown into Jake Young. Needs to be quick with his decision-making. Goes and looks for Thibault, but cut out by Ben Sharif. Good work by the experienced centre-half of Worksop. Feeds it into Hawkridge now, and they're just inside the R half, and Daniels tries to win something but can't knock it past Atherton, and referee gives a foul against Daniels after a little bit of a coming together between him and Atherton. Free kick just inside the half of Park Avenue over on that far right-hand side. Hawkridge, I'm sure, will stand over it. As there's 5 minutes left here in the 90. Hawkridge now plays the ball forward, looking for Broadhead or Burrow, the man that gets his head to it. Heads it towards Daniels, who smashes his foot through the ball, and Thibault potentially has one to run at here. Thibault trying his best, but it's won well by Ben Sharif. Preston just putting him under pressure, making Ben Sharif go along, and he does, and Ted Lavelle wins the ball back for his side, and Hopper's brought down there. Referee gives the foul on halfway. And Ted Lavelle will be the man to take the set piece. As the centre-half, Jake Young and Riley DeSena do go forward. Equally, Worksop Town bodies flying back to defend this set piece. Defensive line set about 5 yards out from their own area. Ted Lavelle to loop a left-footed ball in towards that zone. Does, tries to find a Dunstan. Great work by a Dunstan. Drops to Riley DeSena on the edge. Hopper trying to battle and keep the ball. DeSena lunges in but couldn't quite get there. Referee gave advantage, but here's Starchenko. Great work by Jake Daniels to win back the ball, and DeSena just pokes it and can't quite get the ball, but a Dunstan picks up the ball in the back line for Park Avenue, and it plays back now to Kieran Flavel, who goes long, kicks it forward towards Jake Daniels, but Atherton does well to get in front of him and poke that out of play. Mason O'Malley with the throw. 3.5 minutes left to play in the 90 here. Hopper caught on the ball. Foul given against Harrison Hopper. 10 yards inside his own half on that far side, and I'm sure Hawkridge will be the man to take the ball, and Worksop Town just trying to kill the clock now. Late stages of this second half. 2-1 they currently lead. Ball now looped in towards the area. Burrows at the back, wins the header, heads it back across goal. Header then won by another Worksop Town body, but it'll be worked away to O'Malley and then ships it down the left to Daniels. What can he do? Can he beat his man? He pokes it past him, but Ted Lavelle won't be able to get to that one, and ball's lobbed forward then towards Luke Hall, who tries to flick it down the line, cut out by Mason O'Malley, but Jake Daniels just can't quite get past his man this afternoon. And here's Broadhead now on the right-hand side. Dinks the ball forward, looking for Hawkridge. Crosses the ball into the area. Flavel goes and dives and claims and needs to get things going a little bit quicker. Only 2 minutes left here in the 90. Rolls it out to Mason O'Malley, who Looks to dink the ball down the line, looking for Preston, who's got Wedgbury on his back, but Preston does well to keep the ball under control for Park Avenue and plays it back now to O'Malley. O'Malley needs his options, chips it over to the right centre half, Riley DeSerna, who plays a ball forward, looking for either a Dunstan or Mayeko. Great challenge by Ted Lavelle, and that's a Bradford Park Avenue ball. And he's given it the other way, and that definitely looked like it came off the foot of Vaughan Redford. Fantastic challenge in the middle of the park by Ted Lavelle, but the referee gives it to Worksop Town. Almost every decision this afternoon seems to have gone the way of the Tigers. 2 controversial penalty appeals for Bradford Park Avenue in the first half, neither given by referee Jamie Rhodes. Ball forward down the line now. Here's Burrow. Won back by DeSena, who needs to play the ball forward if possible. Plays it to Hopper, and here's Lavelle. Shifts it onto left back Mason O'Malley, who drives the ball down the line, and it's deflected and picked up now by Atherton. Hawkridge plays the ball down the line to Hall. And here's Atherton inside the area. Ball put into the box now. Dancing. What can they do? Riley DeSena eventually comes away with it for Park Avenue. Chips it back to Jake Daniels. And Daniels' ball forward's a poor one. Ball now on this left-hand side under Redford's control of Worksop. Great work by Lucas Dunstan to shrug him off and win the ball back. Needs to make sure that he doesn't do too much. Jordan Burrow eventually wins the ball back for Worksop just inside the area. And he's trying to win something for his side. Wedgbury now dancing on the left. Dunstan does ever so well to win. A corner, did it go off for Dunstan? It did. Corner ball. Now as we're in the last 20 seconds of the game, it looks like 2 minutes will be added on at the end of the 90 potentially. 5. I've read it upside down. It's a classic. Hawkridge now looking to put the ball into the area from this corner position. As he does, sweeps it over towards the back. Mayeko wins that first header. Hopper and Preston now going on Starchenko if possible. As 5 minutes are added on here at the Horsefall. Mayeko gets the ball clear. Can Jake Daniels cause himself a handful? Ball goes out for a throw. Over on that far side. No, it doesn't. Ted Lavelle keeps it in and sweeps it forward. Only as far as Wedgbury, who's just allowed to have time to bring that ball down. But great work from Adrian Thibault to win back the ball on halfway, and a chance for Park Avenue to potentially get forward now. And Jake Daniels can't get the ball there as Ben Sharif just shifts the ball now onto this left-hand side to Redford, who's got Riley DeSena dealing with him and manages to chip the ball through in towards Burrow. Back to Redford, dinks the ball over towards the back stick where Hall's there. Great work by Mason O'Malley to block that headed effort and clears the ball with his left foot. Daniels with that touch. It's a poor touch from the Blackpool low knee. And it runs away for him. Here is Ben Sharif, the captain, on halfway. Dinks the ball forward. Dunstan tries to get up against the big body of Burrow, but turned inside. Here is Starchenko with a shot on goal. Lerner must have taken a deflection or had some swerve on it because it caught Kieran Flavel by surprise. And Flavel had to make a flailing save with his left boot. Foul now on the left-hand side on Mason O'Malley. Flavel will go out of his goal to take this one quickly. That's 1.5 minutes gone out of the 5. Here as Worksop Town lead 2-1 at the Horsefall Community Stadium. Flavel smashes the ball down the field. Free header won by Atherton. And Redford then knocks the ball back over deep into the half off Park Avenue, and there's been caught out. Has Flavel. Jake Young needs to get back into a position, but I think that ball will roll out. He opts to keep it in play and goes to a Dunstan. And then plays the ball down the line. And Mayeko, if he can get there, and that's ever so unlucky as it comes off the back again. Just haven't quite been able to get luck on their side this afternoon, Park Avenue. But Ted Lavelle wins the ball back. Lucas Dunstan inside his own half. Looks for Adrian Thibault. Josh Wilde now picks up the ball for Worksop and scoops it down the line. Mayeko wins the header and Thibault wins the seconds, and it goes out for a Park Avenue throw-in just in front of Danny Whittaker's dugout. 2.5 minutes gone now out of the 5 in this additional period. Jordan Preston receives the ball from the Dunstan throw. What can he do? Plays the ball off Wilde. Drops it to a Dunstan. Throw in again. Throws it in to Preston. And referee gives foul throw against Lucas Dunstan. 2 minutes left to go here out of the 5. As Wild, I'm sure, will take his time taking this throw in for Worksop Town. Launches it down the line. Dunstan will get up. Ted Lavelle will be the man that wins it, but it goes out for another throw to Worksop Town. Time's ticking here at the Horsefall. Wild throws it in to Wedgbury. Thibault trying to cause himself a nuisance. That ball will go out for a Park Avenue throw. Just on halfway, Riley de Senna launches it up to a Dunstan. Dunstan needs options, goes down the line for Mayeko. It's headed out of play. Need that ball ever so quickly. Dunstan throws it into the body of Preston. What can he do? That's cleared. Cut out by Jake Young, who's done all right on debut. But then here is Hawkridge in the middle of the park. Options forward for the number 7 of Worksop Town. Knocks it out to Redford on this left-hand side. Then Wild drives it forward. Header won well by Riley de Senna. And the ball's put out of play for a Park Avenue throw. As we're in the last 50 seconds of the 5 that were added on in the 90. Dunstan with a throw. Needs options. De Senna's gone up to join the attack. Mayeko drops it out to Ted Lavelle. Lavelle's got options to his left. Shifts it on to O'Malley. And that's cut out. And now an opportunity for Luke Hall. Bearing down on the goal. Just Jake Young at the back now. Recovered has Ted Lavelle. But shot now for Hall. On goal. Deflected. And out for a corner ball. And you feel like that could be the last action of the afternoon. Once this corner's put into play, as the 5 minutes are almost up. Hawkridge comes over to take the set piece. Short corner taken, and that is the full-time whistle here at the Horsefall Community Stadium. Bradford Park Avenue fall to defeat of 2-1 against Worksop Town. 2 goals in the first half from corners, incidentally, both from left-back Josh Wild. Just couldn't believe his luck, just tapping home both of them from around 3 yards. It meant that when we went into the break, the score was 2-0 to Worksop Town, but Bradford Park Avenue came out strong in the early stages of the second half. Great goal to get them back into the game through Eddie Mayeko. Meant that Park Avenue just had a bit of light ahead of them, but couldn't quite get a hold of the game following that goal. But the best chance of the half fell to Jake Daniels, and how much are they going to rue that missed opportunity after he had a free effort from about 8 yards out and skied it over the bar. Controversial decisions in the first half. 2 penalties not given for challenges on Adrian Thibault. Referee seemed unfazed in that moment, but that is one that I'll definitely want to watch back. But Park Avenue came out better in the second half and unlucky to come away with nothing. Worksop was strong in the first 45, but I'd say Park Avenue probably had the better of that second one. But that's it here at the Horsefall Community Stadium on National Non-League Day. Unfortunately, Park Avenue falling to defeat against Worksop Town. That's it from me, Arthur Difford, here today. The final score here, Bradford Park Avenue 1, Worksop Town 2.